chat box. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Very good evening, everyone. How are you all? Everyone fine. Today we'll start our first batch under new scheme. You all are aware about new scheme. New scheme is applicable from May 2024 attempt and of course onward attempt. Now, what is new scheme? That is a point of discussion. But as per my subject is concerned, means financial reporting paper, there is no much major changes from old scheme to new scheme. Why? Because when I say financial reporting deals with in accounting standard, and accounting standard will remain accounting standard. So as such, the content will remain same. However, under new scheme, the pattern of question paper is going to be changed. Now, when I say pattern of question paper, the pattern of question paper means what? That we need to understand. But can you see in the first class, these all discussion are not relevant because you don't know what is syllabus first. Pattern of question can be discussed only when we start the syllabus. But only to give a brief view, what is the changes from old scheme to new scheme? One of the major changes, what I will say, is multiple choice question. And of course, when we say MCQ, it seems simple because four options will be given. Out of that four option, one option you need to choose. So A, B, C, D, Jai Mata Di, whatever you like that you opt. But that is not the case. It is a MCQ as declared by ICI. They said that it will be case study based MCQ. Till now, they have not provided any MCQ question in the new syllabus study material. So we don't know the level of questions. What will be the level of MCQ based questions? That we don't know. Means whatever study material issued by ICI, in that only they have given the descriptive questions. And descriptive question is nothing but no more, it is similar to what? Previous syllabus. Now, what will be the level of MCQ based question that will be understood when they start giving what MCQ based questions? But as declared by ICA, because it is case study based question, one thing is clear that conceptual understanding is required. Now, any student who have lack of concept, lack of understanding in in Indian accounting standard concept, they will not be able to solve the questions. That is pakka. Understood what I am saying? So of course we deal with concept based study only. Conceptual understanding will be there. So even though till now we don't have any MCQs given by ICI, so don't worry about that. The level of understanding whatever we will do in class, you will be able to solve all the questions given by ICI in the passage of time. Means we don't know when they will give the booklet of MCQs. Of course soon they will give, but the date we don't know. Of course it will be before your exam. Correct? Now, so this will be our first batch for the new scheme as you have understood. So let me first give you some information about the batch. What we'll do, what will not do in this batch. Correct? So we should start with what? First about the batch, what actually will be our process of learning. This is a regular batch. Regular batch means what? In this batch we cover all the concept of ICS study material with almost all the questions of ICS study material. Means no deletion, nothing. Means this is not an fast track batch, this is not an exam oriented batch. This is a regular batch, this will be a detailed batch. Got it? Understood. Now of course this batch will be in two mode. One will be face to face batch, one will be live online batch. Live online batch means there are many students who are listening the classes from their home only, home or hostel, wherever they are living. Correct? So that is also one mode we are providing. Now there are many students who are waiting for recorded classes. So for them, I just want to inform you that we just started the recording. So if you want recorded classes, you need to wait for 5 to 6 days. After 5 to 6 days, we will start giving the recorded classes. Understood? So it is the first day, the recording started. So a lot of homework is required for recorded mode. So after 5 days, we'll start giving the recorded classes also. So it means the classes are available in three mode: face to face, live online, and recorded mode. Got it? Now, as per the applicability of batch, this batch will be applicable for May 2024 exam and onward exam. Is under new scheme. So if you are listening the classes for November 2023 attempt, this batch is not applicable for you. This batch is not applicable for you, but syllabus is more or less same. Syllabus is more or less same. Correct. Now, how many hours will take in this batch? So this batch will consist of approximately 200 to 220 hours. But as this is the first batch under new scheme, so we can't say the exact number. Understood? What will be the exact number of hours? But approximately it will be 20 hours or it can be 240 hours also depending upon the nature of the batch. Understood? Means around will take 70 to 75 days. 70 to 75 days excluding holidays. So 70 to 75 the class days. Understood? Excluding holidays. Understood? The medium of this batch is this entire batch will be in English. No other language will be used. So it will be entirely in English. When I say English, the explanation will be in English. However, I may use some Hindi. For that, you need to Intet means you need to understand that because Hindi is my mother tongue, so sometime I may use it, but explanation will be entirely on English. No Hindi will be used. Now, because you are a face-to-face class student and online live streaming batch, they may miss some classes due to some unusual circumstances. So in that case, we are providing 50% hours backup. So you will be provided some video classes. Understood? Means all the classes will be given to you. But if it is 200 hours classes, so 100 hours classes will be given to you as backup. So in the event of that you are not able to come in the class, it means you can listen the class from your home at any point of time as per your convenience. So this is given as a what? One facility to you. But normally student misuse it. What you will do? Because you have opted for face to face and live online classes, now you have recorded classes, you become lazy, you will not come to face to face class, you will not come in live online, sir maja aa raha hai, will see recorded class only. Understood? So that option should not be taken into consideration. Understood? Because it is only 50% hours. Correct? Yes, sir. Now, next point about the books. So of course the entire books will be now updated as per new scheme. Right now we have only worked for volume 1. Means volume 1 is already printed because it is recently announced, so we are working on the book. But volume 1 of question bank is ready. Volume 1 of India's Saransh book is ready. We will first provide you with only volume 1 of India's Saransh book and volume 1 of question bank. Still other book are prepared or ready. Correct? Means how many books will be given? So will be providing you two volume of India's Saransh book. So what is India's Saransh book? India's Saransh book will contain all the content of India's. Only content, no questions. Understood? That will be how many volume? Two volume. That two volume will be consisting of 500 pages. 500 pages. That India's Saransh book has been designed in such a way that it can be revised immediately before exam. It can be revised immediately before exam. So it has been designed by me in such a way that it will help for revision immediately before exam. So 500 pages can be revised before exam. Correct? So if I want to, this is our India Saransh book. You can see this is our India Saransh book. Chapter number 2 is there. So this will be the content of all the Indias. Understood? As you are right now, it is observed. It can be observed. Correct. Now we'll also provide you four volume of question bank. Four volume of question bank. One volume each will be of around 300 to 350 pages. Means if I say 300 pages only, it become how many pages? 1200 pages. 1200 pages question bank will be provided to you. But in this question, there will be no MCQs. So till now we have not incorporated any MCQs. Why? I can create MCQs. I can create n number of MCQs, but why to create? Let us wait for what ICI only. Let us understand what is the level of ICI. Unnecessary, why to travel you? So waiting for ICI MCQs booklet. Once it is released, we'll provide one more booklet of MCQs. It is not mentioned here. Typo mistake is there. Understood? So it means we'll provide you what? First, two volume of India Saransh book, four volume of question bank, and one booklet of MCQs. One booklet of MCQs. So why you are providing MCQ booklet is already given by what? ICI. Of course, all the questions of ICI will be incorporated, but some question I will give from my point of view also, na? Correct? Some question I will also create in that booklet. There will be all questions of ICI plus some question which I feel they may ask, so I will create also some question in that. I will try to create from as per my understanding. Got it. Therefore, I will also give you the MCQs. But when it will be given, we need to wait for what? We need to wait for ICI. We are waiting for ICI. Coverage of will be what? Coverage means we always believe in ICI resource. So all the questions, all the content of ICI resource will be covered. Correct? So it will cover entire ICI revised study material. So all the questions given in ICI study material will be covered. all the questions of RTP MTP. Now sir, this is the first attempt only. So from where RTP came. So of course can I say RTP MTP when I am saying this is as per old scheme, because question normally remains same only. So we have taken all the questions of RTP MTP as per the previous scheme, and all the exam question of previous scheme has been incorporated, because question whatever descriptive question will be of that nature only. So in your previous scheme is in the old scheme there was only descriptive questions. We can expect that type question in exam. So that question has been incorporated. Understood? We can see all types of questions has been incorporated. So I have done all the research from your point of view, and I have also incorporated some question from other sources also. What is that other sources? There is no need to know about that source. So some question which I feel can be asked by ICA that I have taken from some other sources. Got it? Yes, sir. Correct. For example, I have taken some question from a final CMA examination. Correct? Which I feel that that type of question are good question, so I have taken that question into consideration. Got it? So this will be the scope of our coverage. Got it? Then about the doubt clarification. For face-to-face class, no information is required because I am available with you before the class, after the class, during the class. You can exploit me at any point of time. Correct. But for live streaming classes, you can ask me the you may for live streaming student you can ask all the doubt in the chat box given to you. So one chat box will be provided. You can ask me the doubt in that chat box. Got it? And after the batch, of course, after the batch, you need to also ask doubt. Face to face student, live student also need to ask doubt because you will do revision after batch now. So that time doubt will come. So for that purpose, we'll give you one dedicated Telegram group. That Telegram group is only for my student. So any doubt you can ask at any point of time till you become CA. It will be my obligation to answer all the doubts. Understood? So you will have a right to ask doubt in that group, and I have an obligation to answer till you become CA. Understood? Are you able to understand? So I don't know what is your attempt. It can be May, it can be November 24 and onward. So till you become CA, you can ask me in doubt in that group. So that group you need to remain there till you become CA. After becoming CA also you can ask doubt. That also I will answer. Alright. So that Telegram group will be given to you soon. Don't worry about that. For recorded class student, you need to ask doubt in Telegram group only. Now one doubt will come to you. Right now one doubt is coming. Sir, can we call you? If suppose sir we require immediate help, so can we call you? So in that Telegram group, just message me, sir, that you want to have a call with me. So I'll give a time. In that time you can call me. Understood? Whenever you feel that you want some explanation with me in call, so you can call me. Of course you can call me. So in Telegram group, just write a message that sir, what time at what time you can call me. I'll give you the number. Number will be always with you, but time is required. Understood? So that time you can call me. I will of course available at that point of time. Got it? So of course doubt you have understood how to clear doubt. Coming to the test. Normally at CA final level we have seen that even though we conduct tests, you don't write tests during the class. During the class you don't write, but you will conduct tests. So how many tests will conduct? As per previous all batches, normally we conduct 8 chapter wise tests and one mock test if you require immediately after batch. But immediately after batch not possible because this is so vast syllabus that you require some time for preparation. So of course after 1 month you don't know me, I also don't know. After 1 month of completion of batch, you are where I am where, you don't know, I don't know. Correct now. So that is not possible in case of CA final student. But for every attempt we conduct 1 or 2 mock tests that you can write. So that time of course you are prepared enough to write down the mock test. Got it? So test, don't worry, chapter wise test will only inform you what is the portion of that chapter wise test. Just come by preparation, you can come and write down the test in the classroom. For live online student or recorded class student, they can download a PDF and write down the test as per their convenience. Got it? Yes, sir. So test also, got it. Now what is the objective of this batch? Objective is score good marks. When I say objective of any batch to score good marks, what is good marks that we need to understand? What can be the good marks? Correct. It means we need to set one target. This can be the target and we should achieve at least that marks. From ICA point of view, can I say 60% or more than 60% is a very good marks. Exemption हो जाता ना, that is exempted. So of course, can I say when I say good marks, so it is 60 or more than 60 marks from ICA point of view. If you are scoring 60 marks, it is a good marks from ICA examination point of view. But what should be the target? Let us fix some target. So what target we should fix? Batao. You only say what target you require. What marks? Should fix some target na. If this should be our target. Batao. You can say any marks, whatever you want. Bolo. Bolo bolo. Anyone? How much marks? More than 75. More than 75. He is saying more than 75. But when you are saying 75, 75 should achieve. We should work for 75. Correct. Now let me give some information about me. When I was student, for every subject I fix a target of 90 or more than 90. I have not achieved that marks. But can you say whenever you are fixing a target, target should be high. Then only you can work for that target and you will get some marks around that. So for every subject I have fixed, the target whatever I have fixed was 90 or more than 90 only. Eventually in FR I got 93. In other subject I have not got, but in one subject I got na. Are you able to understand? It does not mean I was intellectual student. I was just like you only. Every CA are like average student. We are average student. If you are intellectual, then we will do science now. You would have become scientist. Are you able to understand? Are bola re. So can I say we should whenever we say pick the targets, targets should be very high. And if you set some below target, then marks will be also below that. Correct. So from my point of view, target should be 90 marks. Now, if you are agreeing with this, we'll fix this target. Now, if you agree, contractual agreement, na? Agree means I have given offer, you accepted it, become a contract. Correct? So agreed, you accepted it, write down in your notebook. You need to write down, na? Because every time you'll open it, you need to see, yes, target is what 90 marks. Correct? Write down. Target in FR is how much? 90 plus. It is 90 plus. 90 or more than 90 marks. Now the question is that whether it can be achieved. Yes, it can be achieved. If I can, then you can also. I am a given example. Are you getting? If I can achieve, then you can also achieve. It is achievable. It can be achieved. Understood? What should be done for the achievement that I will explain you during the course of class only. How to achieve this marks. But one thing is clear that yes, it can be achieved not only in FI in all subjects. But I am not discussing about other subjects. I am not discussing about other subjects. Correct? Now, for achieving means achieving a target, there is always some do's and there are some what? Don'ts. Means what we should do, what we should not do, what we should follow, what we should not follow. I will say this is more important than this. First, what we should not do, that is more important than what we should do. And normally, we don't know about this, and if you follow that, something negative will happen in your life. Correct? Let us start first with do, what we should do. Correct? First thing, I always say this do is from my point of 3R. Means I say RRR. Triple R. There was a movie, RRR. Correct? Have you seen that movie? Super duper hit. So RRR you also follow, you will also become what? Super duper. Got it? So 3R. First is that you need to be regular. Now regular means what? Regular means regular in studies. Regular in studies. Means right now you have joined my batch for understanding CA final FR paper. So you should be regular in class. No, it is not possible that you need to come, you can come every day in class. Not possible, practically not possible. So of course, there will be some day when you are not available only. You need to miss the classes. And it might happen 10 days you are suppose you are not able to come in the class. Quite possible. So regular does not mean that you need to come every day. Regular does not mean you need to come every day. Means whenever you are not coming, you complete that day class by your own, by using the backup classes. That should be your duty. Your duty should your duty is what? To complete that classes whatever I have done by your own as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Then only it will become regular. Understood? So regular, I hope you have understood what does I mean by regular. When I am saying regular, you miss the class. Don't put so much stress in your life. Correct? But you need to complete your that particular day task, whatever you have missed by your own, by using the backup classes. Then revision. When we say revision, revision normally student misunderstand once again. Now revision means is when I say revision, it does not mean to revise the entire questions, entire chapter. Can I say the full revision will take time now? But revision means a consistent revision, a regular revision. Means what I want to say, revision means only read the content, whatever has been done. Even though you are not doing question practice due to lack of time, chalega. Because you can practice all the question when the entire syllabus is completed only after the batch. I mean, I don't know what circumstances is prevailing in your life. It might happen you are busy in all the classes, morning also classes, evening also classes, and office is also there, afternoon office. So I can't force you to study for 4 hours now. That is not possible because have also gone through that phase only. Right now, I don't know what is circumstances going in your life. But can I say every day you can revise for 1 hour? 1 hour, so you can do revision. So I will just request you to give 1 hour every day for FR. If you do not have 1 hour, so at least 30 minutes you should give. So 1 hour from my side. But if suppose you have no time, so 30 minutes you should give to FR. Minimum 30 minutes. And in that 30-minute revise whatever has been done in today's class. If you do in this way, so what will happen? Whatever we have done in class, that you can revise in that particular day, and if there is any doubt, you can ask me the next day. Understood? So revision means only revising the content and whatever question I have given. So what I will do every day or someday I will give some question to practice. For example, one chapter has 30 questions. So some question I will do in class and some question I will give as a homework. That much question you do by room. If there is no need to do all the questions by of that chapter. Suppose I have given 5 questions, that much you do. Chalega. Understood? So that commitment I require from your side. Correct. Then about third R, it is right attitude. What is the meaning of right attitude? Right attitude means what? Just try to understand. First thing, first, when I say right attitude, it means what? You first ask all doubts. Ask all doubts. Whatever doubt is coming in your mind, that should be asked in class. Means if you are recorded class student, to ask that doubt in Telegram group. Can you see you have joined the batch only for the doubts only? Am I right or not? As a CA final student, you can understand from the any book. Means you can read that. But who will explain the doubt? You have joined this batch only for that clarification of doubt only. So if after my explanation doubt remain, and if you are not asking doubt, so you are idiot. Sorry to say this word, but then you are idiot na. अरे बोलना रे. Correct. Idiots only become CA. Correct. Don't worry, I was also idiot. So just try to understand what I am saying. Ki, if you do not ask doubt, you remain idiot for entire life. But if you ask doubt, you remain idiot for only that particular point of time. Once doubt is clear, you have understood. So ask doubt whenever it comes in your mind. If the doubt, whatever doubt you are asking, it can be of any level. It can be simple doubt, it can be tough doubt, it can be any doubt, but ask doubt. Second, answer all questions. Means whatever question I'm asking, that you should try to answer it, even though you don't know perfect answer. So when I ask some question, you should participate. You should participate in that type of questions. It might happen you don't know the perfect solution, but you know something. You need to convey that yes, you know this much. So try to answer all the questions whatever asked by me. Correct? And then, correct, always ready to accept your mistake. Always you should be ready to accept your mistakes. Means of course, can I say whenever you are asking doubt or whenever you are answering, so you are doing some mistake. So accept it. Realize it that whatever you have done, you are doing something wrong. Realize it and try to rectify it as soon as possible. Whenever you are doing mistake, you should be happy. Because once you have understood this mistake you have done, now you will never repeat it. So can I say to understand that you have done mistake, you should first commit mistake now. How to when you will commit mistake? When you will perform. If you are not performing, then you will not commit mistake. Understood? Can I say we are born to do mistakes only, and from mistakes we learn. From mistakes we learn. So always when you are committing mistake, from that mistake actually you are learning. So accept it. Yes, I have done mistake, and this will be the rectification of this mistake. So rectify it as soon as possible. So if you follow this, it will help you in this CA final examination. Correct? So what you should not do? What you should not do? First, avoid negative people. This CA course is surrounded by many negative people. Many negative people. Am I right or not? Anyone who asks about CA, they will say CA is the toughest course. Then you ask you, have you done it? No, I have never tried CA. Means he has not done CA anytime. He has not written any exam. Then also he will say toughest course. How he understood? If he has not written any exam, then also he is saying that CA is the toughest paper. How it is possible? First you write exam, then only you say it is toughest paper. Nah. Are you able to understand? I hope you have also asked many people about CA. What they say? CA is toughest course. If you ask Google Baba will also say CA is one of the toughest course. Am I right or not? This CA, this entire CA market, this CA is actually market. Market now it become one market. This entire market is surrounded by negative people. Negative people. If you ask anyone about any particular subject, suppose you ask about FR. Have you asked about FR? Anyone? You have asked about FR, whether it is tough or whether it is easy from your seniors? Have you asked that? What about FR? FR is easy or tough? Have you asked this question to your senior? Senior means what? Either they became CA or they have not yet become CA. So you have asked to whom? Whether they are doing CA or they have done CA. They are already a chartered accountant or they are doing CA. Normally we ask those who are doing CA because the CA actually it might happen we do not have any CA in our family. We can ask to CA only when we have some CA in our family. For example, when I was doing CA, I was the first CA in my family. There was no one to guide me. There was no one to guide me. So whenever I will ask to some seniors only, na. What about CA? How is this course? Correct. So normally we ask the student who are doing CA. So what you have understood about FR? FR is tough or easy? What they say? Have you asked or not asked? Asked. So they have given some answer. What they have said? Uh, I said participate. I said participate, na? Good. What they have said? First. Tough or easy? Tough or easy? They said easy. tough, tough, easy, huh? Easy. They have said easy. So it means, can I say you will be getting mix of answer? But normally, what I have found, I don't know how you got as answer. Normally, if you ask your senior, they will say tough. They will say tough. FR, as per student criteria, FR is one of the toughest paper. FR is one of the toughest paper. I don't understand to whom you have asked. But normally, what I have realized, the student who is not yet become CA, they will say FR is one of the toughest paper. It is not easy to score. It is not easy to score. Correct. It means why it is toughest that we need to understand, and why it is toughest to that particular student that we need to understand. And can I say it is quite possible it is tougher to them, but it can be easier to us. So we should not make any conclusion whether it is tough or easy from others' point of view. Now, first we need to study, then only we can analyze whether it is tough or not. So till now you have not started FR preparation. So can you see you cannot make an impression it is the toughest paper. Same thing, can you say you have not written CA final exam, so you can't say CA final exam is toughest right now. Am I right or not? So normally what happens, this CA market is full of what? Students who are writing multiple attempts. Normally, this is fact I am saying. And the student who became CA, they become busy now. They are not reachable. We can't reach to them. Those who become CA, they are now busy now. Are you able to understand? Normally we reach to students who are writing or who are taking multiple attempts. So from my point of view, if you are asking any student who is negative, they will give always negative impression about C. Avoid negative people. First thing. Don't create any impression about CA from others' point of view. Correct. Second, avoid social media. This is very dangerous. Social media right now it is necessary, but there are many unwanted information. So when you use social media, 90% content is unwanted. 10% is only the information which we require for our studies. But can I say 90% is more than 10%? You will be wasting your time in 90% content. And that is dangerous. It will waste your time. I'm not saying don't use social media because that is important. That is important nowadays. But we should avoid using unwanted information. What is not required for us, don't, I will say, totally ignore it. Understood? You know why I become CA? Because that time there was no social media. So we were blessed that time. If we became CA very soon, because that time there was no social media. Believe me, in this generation, it is very difficult to concentrate if we have mobile in our hand and we can't throw our mobile. That is so important for our life. We can't live without mobile. Am I right or not? Huh? Correct na? Others message is going to come. That message also important. Someone is waiting for our message also. Correct? Like, can I say this mobile is dangerous for us? So one request, I will only request not order because CA final level I can't order. One request is that whenever you have defined some study time, whenever you are studying, you have defined some, you have allocated some time. Right now you are studying for 3 hours with me. That time don't use mobile. Correct now. When you have allocated some time for revision, that time also don't use mobile. This is my only request. It is upon you whether you want to follow my suggestion or you are not following suggestion, your choice. But mobile is totally dangerous. Avoid social media. Unwanted information. Unwanted information. Second, avoid making excuses. Normally we give excuses. After 4 or 5 days, I will ask you, have you done revision? He says, no, sir, we have not done. You will say me, sir, we don't have time only. We are coming late from our office. We have classes, we have relatives, we have marriage. So many things we have. These are only excuses. Avoid giving excuses. Whatever is important in your life that you should do. You decide what is important for your life. Like right now, what is important to become CA or not to become CA. So you should give first preference to CA study. So you can't make an excuse for CA study. Understood? So if you are saying me after 4 or 5 days, of course I'll ask this question, have you done revision? If you are saying no, I have not done revision, it means you are less committed to become CA. You are less committed to become CA. Got it? That I will understand. Got it? So what I said, ki 1 hour in 1 hour every day till this class is completed. After that, too, you'll join some other class or whatever. So these 70, 75 days you are with me. So every day I said 1 hour you should revise. That much minimum commitment can you give me? Normally 10% student follow. Normally this followed by 10% student. I know who will follow, will not follow. That I know. Who can follow, who cannot follow. With the passage of time, I will understand from your face only whether you are following or not. But first day, the only first day I do this much discussion. Na? After once I start syllabus, then no discussion, then only syllabus discussion. So what I want, just try to understand. Are you able to understand? What I want from you, that 1 hour commitment or minimum 30 minutes. Chalo. So suppose, just try to understand. Morning you are doing class, evening you have class, afternoon in your office might be possible. Articles, so they all some classes are going on, some whatever is going. So you are reaching home by 9. You are reaching home at 9 or 10. Then you are totally tired. Then morning you will wake up. Then again you need to be ready for another class or some other works is there. You don't have time only how to study. The question is that you need to study. How you need to create time that you think. You need to study for 1 hour or minimum 30 minutes. That I want from you. Means simply, if I am CA final student, so I have one life, one attempt. I have one life, one attempt. I don't think about multiple attempts. Are you thinking about multiple attempts? बोल देना. Are you thinking about multiple attempts? Then तो okay. If you are thinking multiple attempts, then तो no need of discussion only. आराम आराम से बनेंगे. Slowly will become. Are you able to understand my emotions? If you will not understand my emotions, you will get motions in exam. Correct? You need to understand my emotions from the first day. Got it? So once again, please. Correct? React whatever I am saying. To participate. If you will not participate, what will happen? I'll feel what disappointed. Okay? First day, I'm just making you comfortable in the class. Because you made me for the first day. So can I say first day we made? So in first day, so you can't create any liking for me now. So first you need to like me. Till you like me, you will not accept me. So I'm just creating a liking from your behalf. Understood? Till the relationship is created, commitment will not come. So first we should create a relationship na. अरे बोलना रे. Correct now. When I was married for the first time in my life, correct now, 2 3 days so I have not understood what happened in my life. Liking was not there. First the liking should be there na. Then only commitment will be there. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So any relationship require a liking, and with liking commitment will come. So I came in your life for the first time, alright? Or CA inter you may have done with different teachers. CA inter may you have done accounting, advanced accounting with different teachers. CA foundation may you have done accounts with different teachers. Then class 11, of course you are from commerce background or science background? Commerce background. So there also you have some different account teachers. This account is one subject where you made different teachers. And I am the last teacher in your life for account. So you will not accept me na. Are you like that teachers also na? Are bolna re. Are you able to understand? So achanak se I am coming in your life. Understood? Correct. So I am just trying to create a relationship in the first day so that you become comfortable with me. Comfortable with me. Okay. So what I said, these don'ts are very important than do's. Do's normally you will follow. But this don't, if you follow, then dangerous. Correct? Have you understood? Correct? Have you understood? Now, any other query about the classes, books, etc., 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 Whatever queries, subject related doubt, I am with you. But any other doubt, books has not been released to you, books has not been given to you, you have not yet received the books, whatever. You have not been added to Telegram group, whatever. Any other doubt, you need to contact this number. Understood? If you want to write down this number 8766646684. Understood? If you want my number, I'll give my number also. Because then only relationship is created, na? Sir, you are not giving your number, you want my number, I give my number. Write down my number also. Write down. This is my what? Personal number. Given to my wife also. Correct? 7731007722. But don't misuse this number. Huh? Unnecessary, don't call me. Of course, you don't have time to unnecessary call me. So this is given for any time you want immediate help. Call me. Call me. Of course, when I am in class, so I will not pick up. But whenever I am free, I will only call you back. I will only call you back. If you require some time immediate assistance before exam, 3 days left, you have some doubt in your mind how to react. Don't worry, call me. However, last 3 days, so I am always available with my student. Last 3 days of exam, I don't do any other things. I'll be in home and waiting for calls because a lot of students will call me now. The last 3 days, so I am always with my student. You can call me, you can disturb me 24 hours. So that is more important for you. That 3 days, 4 days is very important for you. And I should be with you. Correct? Correct. I hope you have understood about the batch. Let us start the batch. But if you have any doubt in your mind, you can also ask me about the batch. Timing you have understood about it will be what 6 to 9. 6 to 9. Or there can be some changes. So changes whatever we'll do will inform you, will update you. Will update you what such. This is evening time. The batch will be evening time. Correct? Now coming to CA final. CA final FR. CA final paper 1 financial reporting. Financial reporting. 100 marks paper. 100 marks paper. So what about pattern of question? I will not discuss right now because it is too early to discuss about the pattern. You don't know syllabus, why to discuss about pattern? Question number 1, question number 2. We'll discuss whenever time will come. Understood? Now, as per syllabus is concerned, as per syllabus, correct. One thing, this entire paper has been divided in two parts. 30% what? Case study, based MCQs question, and 70% it will be what? Descriptive questions. 70% will descriptive questions. Now, in this case study based MCQ questions, there will be no negative marks. Thank you very much, sir. To thank whom? ICI. No negative marks. Means you can attempt all the question even though you don't know. There can be sometime God is with you only. You don't know, attempt it. Every question. Out of 30, the 5 will be correct, na? ABCD, ABCD. Correct, na? So there is no negative mark. Thank you only, na? But we'll try to attempt correctly only. That is our target. The target is not that we are supposed to tukka there. Descriptive question, of course, in this also no negative marks. Got it? Now, as per syllabus is concerned, syllabus, apart from two chapters, apart from two chapters, all other chapters, all balance chapters, all balance chapters is based on Ind AS, is based on Ind AS, correct? And these two chapter are theoretical chapter which is not related to Ind AS, correct? Now the question is that whether we'll have AS in our syllabus. Now one doubt will come. So what is AS? What is Ind AS? I am referring Ind AS na. I am referring Ind AS. Ind AS for the first time I think this term come in your life or you know about this previously from your office. Acha, have you applied Indian accounting standard in your office? Have you applied? Have you applied accounting standard in your office? Means whatever you have done in CA Inter, that was what? Accounting standard. And whatever you will do in CA final, that is what? Indian accounting standard. Now one doubt will come, sir. What is the difference between Ind AS and AS? Am I right or not? This doubt will come, so I will help you in this. But whether AS is in our syllabus, so of course AS is not in our syllabus. But in the new scheme, there are some AS for which some reference are required. So I will say there are some AS which require attention. So not all AS, but some AS. I mean right now I am not giving the number of AS. There are some AS, for example, AS7, AS9, AS7 you have done? AS7, construction contract, revenue from construction contract. AS9, revenue recognition. AS19, fees. AS22, income tax. So these are some AS for which reference will be required in CA final syllabus. So already you have done. So only will do a revision of that. Got it what I am saying? So some AS, not all AS. So automatically, when I will do the corresponding Ind AS, that time we'll give a reference of that particular AS from examination point of view. Correct. So this is the syllabus. So can we say 90% is what? Ind AS. 90% of syllabus is Ind AS. 10% is balance chapters. 10% is balance chapter. Correct. With this, we need to also understand requirement of Schedule 3. You know Schedule 3 of Companies Act? Schedule 3 of Companies Act. Do you know about Schedule 3 of Companies Act? You have done? The entire format of balance sheet and SOP of companies based on Schedule 3. In Schedule 3, there are actually 3 divisions. I don't know whether you know about this or not in CA Inter. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Whatever you have done in CA Inter, that was Division 1. In CA Final, we have Division 2 in our syllabus. Division 2. So this is entire syllabus. Entire syllabus. All chapters are important. All chapters are important. A very small chapter question may be asked. Can I say important chapter is that chapter from which question will be asked? That we don't know, na? Am I right or not? From your examination point of view, what is important chapter? From which question will be asked in exam? Can we estimate that? If we can estimate, then to everyone will become CA. अरे बोलना रे. So that is not possible only. So don't ask me so which chapter is important. I will say ask ICA only. Why you asking me? Because I am not preparing question paper na. If I would have prepared, so I would have always inform you. Correct. So all chapters are important. In that chapter, some questions are very important, that I will inform you. Which question is important, which question is not important from examination point of view, that I will inform you. But which chapter is important, that I don't know. So that is not a relevant question only. So before exam, don't ask me, sir, whether I will do this chapter, whether I will not do this chapter. How can I say, Baba? Understood? So all chapters are important. All chapters are important. Understood? Now, so what is this Indies? Indias. Now what happened? All the companies, all the companies from accounting point of view has been divided in two parts. From accounting point of view, there are some companies, there are some companies for which Ind AS is applicable. Ind AS is applicable. Understood? And there are some companies for which AS is applicable. Understood? Correct? Means AS to already you have done where? This AS was a part of CA inter syllabus. Whether you have done or not done, but it is a part of CA inter syllabus. Na? Whether you have understood or not understood, that is not important. Once you pass CA inter, it means you understood only. Am I right or not? Yes, sir. And this Ind AS will be part of CA final syllabus. So of course there is a difference between Ind AS and AS that we need to understand. Now any company who is applying AS for preparing their financial statement, they follow division 1 of schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. Division 1 format is given in division 1. That already you have done. That was also a part of CA inter syllabus. And any company which is following what? Ind AS, they will follow what? Division 2. Division 2 of schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. Are you writing this? Are you writing this? Correct. This is my good handwriting. Whatever I write in good handwriting, you should write down. Okay. Whatever I am writing in good handwriting, that you should write down. This is my good handwriting. Even though you do not understand, then also write down. Correct. I can't write better than this. So can I say, let us start discussion on Ind AS. Let us start discussion on Ind AS. Now, Ind AS is what? Is converged form of what? IFRS. It is a converse form of IFRS. Now what is IFRS? International Financial Reporting Standard. International Financial Reporting Standard. So it is converse form. Converse means what? India has not adopted entirely IFRS. Means it is not same to same equal to IFRS. So we have converted as per the economic condition prevailing in Indian environment. Are you getting what I am saying? So MCM is what? MCM is Ministry of Corporate Affairs with consolidation with ASB. ASB means what? Accounting Standard Board. ASB means of what? ICAI. So in consolidation with ASB has converted as per the economic condition prevailing in India. So we have not adopted IFRS. We have converted and have done some changes in that. as per our economic condition. Therefore, Ind AS is converse form of IFRS. Actually, what happened during 2001, as per global financial reporting? When I say global financial reporting, global means entire world together. Understood? Now, global financial reporting means globally it was understood that now we require uniform accounting. Now we require uniform accounting. Understood? So therefore, one committee was formed that was known as IFRS committee. So during 2001, one IFRS committee was formed. Are you getting what I'm saying? Before that, means before 2001, there was International Accounting Standard Committee. Have you understood? IAS means what? International Accounting Standard. Whenever we use I means international, not Indian. So when I say IAS, it is not India's. It is what? International Accounting Standard. When I say IFRS, it is what? International Financial Reporting Standard. So before 2001, it was known as what? IAS. After 2001, it is known as what? IFRS. Means can I say, when I say IFRS, it means including what? IAS, including International Accounting Standard. Are you able to understand? So I will not say IFRS and IAS, IFRS and IAS. No, IFRS include what? International Accounting Standard. So before 2001, it was known as what? IAS, International Accounting Standard. After the name has been changed because they have understood that financial reporting is more accurate term, because financial reporting, we report now. So accounting standard was not a correct terminology, so they have changed it to what? Financial reporting. Because we actually do reporting. And the name of the subject in CA final paper 1 is also financial reporting. I hope you are understanding. Correct? Now what happened? Before 2001, this committee, this IAS committee has issued IAS 1 to IAS 41. So how many AS were already issued? 41 IAS. But out of these 41 IAS, there are many IAS which has been deleted also. Right now I am not informing which one has been deleted, which has not been deleted. But with the passage of time through Indians, we'll understand which IAS exist, IAS do not exist. But can I say 41 International Accounting Standard has already issued for what? 2001. Understood? Now after 2001, IFRS committee came. IFRS committee came. Now the question was that should we change this name? IAS 1, should we convert this IAS to IFRS 1? Means whether IAS 1 should be converted to IFRS 1, they said no. So that is now popular with IAS 1, so they retain the number as well as the title. Means after IFRS committee, IAS 1 is IAS 1 only. But now this IFRS committee will create some new accounting standard. They will develop some new accounting standard. So you means after 2001, whatever accounting standard issued by IFRS committee, that has been given what? Number as IFRS 1. Until now, it is IFRS 16. IFRS 17 is also issued, but we are not discussing about that because till now that is not effective in India as per Ind AS is concerned. So IFRS 17 has been already issued, but we are not discussing about that because that is not yet effective in India. Once effective, we'll inform you about that. Are you able to understand? If you want to write down 17 also, because 17 has been issued. Don't write. I don't want to confuse you much right now. So you can see, Miss can I say, now as per international accounting standard is concerned, there are IAS 1 to IAS 41 and IFRS 1 to IFRS 16, and all are applicable for what? Financial reporting internationally. Internationally. Much have you understood? And now Ind AS is the converse form of what? IFRS. When I say IFRS means what? Including what? IAS. This much have you understood what I am saying? Now the question arises when India adopted, means India converts the IFRS. So what name should be given? Yeah, what number should be given? That was the challenge. Because there are two, one IAS 1 and IFRS 1. So if I will say Ind AS 1, so there will be Ind AS 1, Ind AS 1, so conflict hoga na. That was what? One doubt. So what they have done? These all IAS 1 to IAS 41, this has been numbered as Ind AS 1 to what? Ind AS 41. So this has been numbered as what? Ind AS 1 to Ind AS 41. I hope you understand. Means India, the number has been retained. 1 to 41 has been retained. Means IAS 1 become what? Ind AS 1. IAS 2 become Ind AS 2. IAS 41 become Ind AS 41. Understood? But one challenge came for this. What should be done? So this has been numbered as Ind AS 101 to what? Ind AS 116. Have you understood? Means when I say Ind AS 116, don't think there are 116 Ind AS which you do. You will die. I will also die. So now some relaxation. Effectively, from examination point of view, there are 30 to 35 Ind AS. Effectively. Are you able to understand? So don't worry, 30 35 मजा ही आता है. Can do it. Got it? But have you understood the number? Means whenever I say Ind AS 101, it means what should come in your mind internationally? IFRS 1. When I say IS, when I say IS 32, sorry, Ind AS 32, then it is IS 32. Like this. Understood this point? Correct? This is only the base I am giving. Base. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt? No. You have understood about Ind AS numbering. Ind AS numbering, and you have understood that Ind AS is nothing but converse form of what? Converse form of? Converse form of IFRS. When I say IFRS, IFRS means including what? IAS. So I will not say bar IFRS and IAS. Correct? Now, sir, question will arise, sir, how will understand for which company Ind AS is applicable and for which company AS is applicable? Company is company. Company is company. Apply either Ind AS or what AS. So can just try to understand if Ind AS become mandatory, so the small company will die now. They will do business or they will do accounting. So some relaxation has been given to small companies. If for them you apply AS only. For them you apply AS. So we need to now understand for which company Ind AS will be applicable. So what actually happened normally? If I'll give you some story about this AS application in India, if you know AS, so the AS is actually issued by whom? AS accounting standard is issued by whom? Initially issued by whom? Initially issued by whom? No, initially ICI. Means if you say 1956 was the year when the Companies Act was initially drafted. So Companies Act 1956. Understood? Correct? Now, during 1990s, you know, India become open country with open economy from what? A closed economy. During 90s, due to all the effort done by whom? Dr. Manmohan Singh, Finance Minister. He was a legend who changed the Indian economic condition from closed economy to open economy. So when I say open economy, it means what? See now, there were a lot of merger and acquisition, means Indian companies started acquiring what? Foreign companies. When we acquire foreign companies, means we started dealing with what? Other countries. So of course, can I say our financial reporting should be at par to that country level, na? It means during 1990s there was a need of some uniform accounting standard in India. Means before that, so there was no accounting. But what happened in 1977? Actually, Accounting Standard Board was formed by whom? ASB, by ICI. Means ICI, can I say ICI is the largest accounting body in India? It is a government body only. It is also under an act, a government body, but largest accounting body. So ICI understood there was a need of accounting standard in India. There was a need of accounting standard in India. Therefore, what they have done, they started drafting AS. But the power was not given to them. Means if you read Companies Act has no reference about accounting standard that time. Means Companies Act used to say prepare balance sheet and SOPL. Now if you prepare as per which guidelines, nothing was given. Understood? But it was a need of time. We require uniform accounting standard. Therefore, this accounting standard board is started issuing what? Accounting standard. But who will follow this AS? Because AS was not a part of Companies Act. So entity, any company, it was not mandatory now. It was not mandatory. I hope you understand. I'm just giving the background. Till now, the today, though, I will not start any syllabus. ऐसे मजा आ रहा है. Correct? Correct. I'm just giving background so that you should have an idea what actually happened in India. Correct. So, what I want to say that there was a need of accounting standard. ICA realized it and they started issuing AS. But who will follow that? So can you say for any entity it was not mandatory, and therefore this ICI has issued one circular that any chartered accountant means member of ICI, any member of ICI, if they are performing some attested function, means if they are signing what? Any financial statement, they need to follow the requirement of accounting standard issued by what? ICI. Means indirectly all CAs started following what? AS for preparing financial statement, because they will not prepare, they will found guilty of professional misconduct. Indirectly, can I say every chartered accountant started following it? Understood. But this was not a time. Actually, it happens from 1990s, because that time it become open economy. And now Companies Act also felt that, I don't know the exact amendment when it came. I forgot that amendment year. But this was during 90s. The Companies Act was also amended. Amended. Means Companies Act 1956 was amended, and they have included one para that every balance sheet and statement of PL should be prepared as per the requirement of AS. But which AS? Which AS? So they said the AS for this purpose will be developed or formed by NACAS. NACAS means National Advisory Committee on Accounting. Means the Companies Act 1956 said that NACAS means what? Which now become NAFRA. NACAS now become what? NAFRA. NAFRA, you know? Don't know? You know NACAS? You don't know that also. Whatever writing that you try to understand. NACAS means what? National Advisory Committee on Accounting. The power was given to NACAS, and NACAS is a body of central government. Means can you say central government was a power to form accounting standard through what? NACAS, and ICI was one of the member of NACAS. Means the power was not given to ICI, but NACAS is a body of central government. Central government that time was busy corruption only. They don't have time to what? Prepare accounting standard. So can you say indirectly AS issued by ICI become popular initially? Understood. So initially, because NACAS has not prepared any accounting standard, so it was understood that AS issued by ICI will be used for the preparation of what? Financial statement as circular issued by ICI. Because any member, any chartered accountant who signing any balance sheet, they will follow AS issued by ICI in the absence of AS given by what? Nakas. Understood? Then everything was good only initially. Then came 2006. Which year came? 2006. One event occurred in the year 2006. Correct. One event occurred. I will not go into that event because it will be a story then. But something happened in 2006. Understood? MCA came. Actually, what was the point of concern? This Companies Act 1956 was to an obsolete act. 1956. 1956. That time the India was underdeveloped. That time that act was prepared and we were following that act only. So can it was an obsolete act, but the government of India has no time to amend it. There was a need of a new act now. The new act came in the year 2013. 2013 is 1956, 2013. What is this, Baba? However, this Companies Act 2013 actually was first drafted in the year 1987. First drafted in the year 1987. It has taken so many years to actually implement it. This is Indian government. Understood what actually happened? It was first actually drafted in the year 1987, but has taken so much time to actually implement it. So I'm not teaching you politics. I don't want to go into the politics. I'm just informing you what actually happened. But leave about something happened in 2006. What happened? In this 1956, there was one Schedule 6, which now becomes Schedule 3. Schedule 6 has given format and Schedule 3 has also given format. But Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013, it was Schedule 6 of Companies Act 1956. In this Schedule 6, there was one point that exchange losses can be capitalized. You know exchange losses? AS11. AS11 says the exchange loss will be transferred to PL. The conflict. Now you say AS because AS was not issued by ICI. Which will prevail? Companies Act will prevail or the AS will prevail? Which is more powerful? Any para given in Companies Act, any para given in accounting standard. Act will prevail over accounting standard. Understood. So Companies Act, this obsolete Companies Act used to say what? The exchange loss can be capitalized. But AS11 till then, which by ICI used to say exchange loss will be transferred to PL. That is correct only. But MCA came into action. MCA has requested ICI that you need to change AS11. Understood? You need to change AS11. Means you need to also give a para for what capitalization. To make it at par to what? Companies Act 1950. MCA was also correct. Nothing wrong in that. Conflict हो रहा था ना. There was some conflict. Then what ICI suggested that you are soon implementing you are soon implementing IFRS in India. So actually in the year 2000 we started discussing about IFRS, which has taken 1 second what 10 year or 12 year to actually implement it. Well, you are soon implementing IFRS in India and IFRS also it will be transferred to PL. So why you are requesting us to capitalize it? ICI said no, we will not do that. Who become angry? Who become angry? MCA become angry. Now what MCA has done? Because MCA become angry, MCA has issued 2006 some event occur. Understood? Issued Companies Accounting Standard Rules 2006. So what happened? What happened? Correct. And in this, they have notified AS1 to AS7 and AS9 to what? AS29. Same to same whatever was issued by ICI. Understood why there was no notification for AS8? Because AS8 was actually deleted by ICI before that only. So they have not changed the number also. Means they have notified AS1 to AS7 and AS9 to AS29 as it is issued by ICI, only with one changes. In AS11 they have made one changes, with one changes in AS11. And notice what were the changes? They have given one option of capitalization. And this is what happened. So can I say now this was a part of company's accounting, and now this accounting standard become mandatory for whom? Companies. Understood? Have you understood this entire story? Have you understood this entire story? Means actually in 2006 it became mandatory. Before that too, it was recommendatory, I will say. Correct? For companies I am saying. Then what happened? In the year 2015, once again, one new rules came. That is companies in the accounting standard rules 2015. And in this, what was notified? Ind AS were notified. Ind AS were notified. This is the entire story of Ind AS, I will say. A very small story I have said, so that whatever I will say in the class that you will be able to understand. Because I will use this term companies accounting standard 2006, company Indian accounting standard rules 2015. Know what actually it is. Correct. Means now just try to understand. As per the entity is concerned, to which entity which AS is applicable. So can you see now there are two type of entity. One is non-companies, one is companies. Understood? Correct. Now one question arises whether to for non-companies. Non-companies means partnership firm, etc., etc., etc. They are also preparing balance sheet and SOP. And now for whether for them AS is applicable, whether they will apply AS, means whether for preparing the financial statement of non-companies will follow the requirement of accounting standard. Yes or no? Yes, I'm asking some question. Yes or no? Yes or no means whether in office you are following accounting standard for what? Partnership. Not responding. Yes बोल दो या no बोल दो. Either say yes or no ना. बोलो. Are you preparing balance sheet and SOP in your office? Are you going to your office or not? Someday तो you have gone. बताओ. Some balance sheet you have prepared. Whether you are following or you are not following. Means you have never thought only. But followed? Followed. So yes, followed. Which AS? Which AS? So for them, actually AS are not mandatory. Why? Because can you say for non-companies, if you say partnership, for partnership there is a partnership act, and partnership act is silent about books of account only. So AS is not mandatory. But can you say if the financial statement of non-companies are attested by any chartered accountant, so that chartered accountant need to follow AS issued by whom? ICAI. Understood? So can you say indirectly AS issued by ICAI is applicable to them? Are you able to understand? So can you say if any CA is performing attested function, then financial statement of non-companies should be prepared, should be prepared as per accounting standard issued by ICAI. This point have you understood? So AS are not mandatory. Huh. Indirectly I will say it become mandatory, because if any CA is signing that balance sheet or SOPL, is they will sign both only, then that financial statement should be prepared as per the requirement of accounting standard issued by ICAI. How many AS is issued till now by ICAI? It is AS1 to AS32. How many AS has been issued by ICAI? AS1 to AS32. Out of these, AS6 and AS8 has been deleted. Correct? Has been deleted. All are not from examination point of view. So this is not our part. This is CA Inter I am teaching. I am actually teaching CA Inter. But to start with, we need to start from base only, na? So I am just starting from the base. And out of these, AS30, 31 and 32 are not applicable, are not applicable for non-companies, are not applicable for non-companies. It is not withdrawn, it is not applicable for non-companies only, and therefore it was not in CA Inter syllabus. It was not applicable to non-companies. Understood? And this, whenever you say these are the AS issued by ICAI. Correct. Now coming to companies. Now companies has been divided in two parts. Correct. Companies to which what? AS are applicable. Have you understood? And companies to which what? Company to which? Bolo? Ind AS are applicable. Ind AS are applicable. Have you understood this point? Now my question to you all. When I am saying to companies to which AS is applicable, which AS is applicable? Which AS is applicable? Company to which AS is applicable, to which AS is applicable? So, very good, excellent. If you are saying AS issued by ICAI, that is not correct. AS issued by ICAI is not correct now. So it means which AS notified by whom? By MCA. Where? In companies accounting standard rules 2006. 2006. So you can't say AS issued by ICAI. If you are saying that, that is wrong. So for companies to which AS is applicable, company to which AS is applicable, which AS which has been notified by MCA, where? In companies accounting standard rules 2006. Now how many AS has been notified? AS1 to AS7 and AS9 to AS29. Why AS8 was not notified before? Because before 2006 it was deleted by ICAI. So this is nothing but copy paste of AS which has been issued by ICAI only, but you can't say AS issued by ICAI now. And after that year, out of this, AS6 is also deleted. AS6 is deleted. Understood? And AS 30, 31, 32 has never been notified by MCA. Issued by ICA but not notified by MCA in this rule. So can you say AS 30, 31, 32 was actually meant for company but not notified by MCA in this rule, therefore not applicable to these companies. So only this AS which has been notified is applicable to whom? These companies. I will say it is same to same as AS issued by ICA with one difference in AS level, but now that difference has been also removed because the ICA has also done some changes in AS. Understood. So now that difference is also what have removed. Means can I say it is 100% now same? It is same to same. There is no difference. There is no difference. But you can't say AS is by ICA. And therefore in CA Inter we teach AS. It might happen your teacher has not informed you about the difference. So there is no difference only. But companies to say companies AS notified in companies accounting. For non-companies AS issued by ICA. And that also not mandatory. It is mandatory because of this para. But for company, these A's are mandatory. Mandatory now. So it become a part of rules now. So company to which Ind AS is applicable, but which Ind AS? Which Ind AS? Ind AS, Ind AS notified. Where? Notified by whom? MCA. Where? Bolo? In companies, Ind accounting standard rules. Ind accounting means Indian accounting standard. Companies Indian accounting standard rules. Okay, I'm writing short form. Ind accounting rules 2015. Understood. So whatever Ind AS because it is a part of a syllabus we will discuss. But have you understood this entire part? Entire part. So of course now we will be not discussing about non-companies. Non-companies to enter you do. You have understood okay, if you have not understood Cairo. We are concentrating only on companies. So of course from companies point of view now one doubt will come sir, for which companies AS and for which company Ind AS are that you inform. So as per these rules, which rules? 2015. They have listed some company to which Ind AS is applicable. Means any company to which Ind AS is not applicable for them, what will be applicable? AS. We first find out whether Ind AS is applicable. If yes, okay. If no, then apply AS. Understood? It means now we need to understand for which company Ind AS will be applicable. Means for the balance company, AS will be applicable. So this rule 2015 has given a roadmap for the application of Ind AS in India. It was in a phased manner. Because if I will say immediately it is applicable to this company, they will not adopt it now. Some time has been given. So it was applicable in some phased manner. We will be discussing now that. Up to this, any doubt? I hope you have understood. Have you understood this? Follow. I think no doubt. So let us start our first chapter, chapter number 2. We'll start with chapter number 2. Who will decide a chapter number? I will decide. So I don't want to start with chapter number 1. You can't ask me that question. We'll start with chapter number 2. Chapter number 2, you can see Ind AS introduction. We are discussing that only. Ind AS introduction. So introduction to already I have given. Let's see whatever we have understood and what we have not understood. So first, what are Indian accounting standards? Let's read. Let's read whatever I have said that is only written on. Indian accounting standard are the international financial reporting standard. Oh, are IFRS? When I say IFRS, including what? IAS. That is understood why. Converged standard issued by Central Government of India through what? Ministry of Corporate Affairs under the supervision and control of ASB. ASB means Accounting Standard Board of ICI, and in consultation with NACAS. NACAS means National Advisory Committee on Accounting Standards. Now it is known as NAFRA. So NACAS has been now changed to NAFRA. NAFRA means National Financial Reporting Authority. Now what is NAFRA? That will be discussed in audit. That is not my part. So I will not go to the meaning of NAFRA and why NAFRA was created. This all we discuss in audit. You learn from your audit teacher. You have not given for these two. So better their part they will only teach. But I hope this entire meaning you have understood. That only I was discussing. It was the converse form of international financial reporting standard, correct? By central government through MCA under the supervision of ICI means ASB of ICI through means also in consultation with NAFRA. Indias are named and numbered in the same way. Name and number in the same way means the title has been also retained, number has been also retained as per IFRS. As the corresponding international financial reporting standard for ease of. Now, whether there is a difference between Ind AS and IFRS, they are same to same. Of course, there will be difference because it is converse from. Means, can you see it is based on country whether they want to adopt it or they want to convert it. There are many countries who has totally adopted IFRS, but India is supreme country. They will say will not accept, will change it as per our record. Correct only now. So they have changed because they are India is India. Correct? Yes. So what is the difference between what? Ind AS and IFRS that we need to understand. So normally there are three types of difference. Three types of difference. So what are the differences that we need to understand? Three types of difference. First difference is due to some terminology related changes. Is some term which has been used in IFRS, a different terminology has been used in India. Correct? There are two terms which has been changed basically. Two terms. One is balance sheet and second is SOPL. Internationally, balance sheet is known as statement of financial position, and internationally SOPL is known as statement of comprehensive income. Statement of comprehensive income. Correct. This is as per IFRS and this is as per Ind AS. Correct. What is balance sheet? Balance sheet is nothing but balance sheet is what? Balance shows financial position on financial position of assets and liability. What is the correct term? You only say balance sheet or financial position? Statement of financial position. Which is the accurate name? What do you think? Balance sheet. Balance sheet means what? Balance means a paper of balance. That is the trial balance. Can I say one ghatiya name? We are using from bachpan, huh? But can I say if you come to you become CA, you will feel that balance sheet means what? Balance means paper of balance means trial balance, na? You will feel discomfort now when I am just informing you. But we are using balance sheet. But is can I say more accurate term is what is statement of financial position. Similarly, statement of profit and loss. Internationally, it is known as statement of comprehensive income. Now, what is comprehensive income? I'll discuss in later classes. This is very early stage to say you something about comprehensive income. But internationally, we have different name. So can you say the same name should be retained? But in India, it has not been retained because of our Companies Act. Now, Companies Act says financial statement, statement of profit and loss and balance sheet. Can we, can we, just right, can we override the requirement of Companies Act? Means Indians cannot override the requirement of Companies. Therefore, we have retained the name whatever has been used in Companies Act. Just try to understand if suppose Indians has used statement of financial position and statement of companies comprehensive income, so amendment is required where? In Companies Act. Whether it is easy in India to amend Companies Act, we need to wait for 13 years. अरे बोलना रे, it's not easy ना. So what MCS thought that let us retain the name. Once Companies Act amended, we'll change the name. Nothing wrong. So this is what first difference, terminology difference. But actually this terminology difference will not affect financial statement. Because actually this is not a difference. There is some terminology difference, but actually it will not affect the financial statement. Now, I am using statement of profit and loss. You are using statement of comprehensive income. Net profit remains same now. Net profit remains same. Are you able to understand? This terminology difference will actually not create any difference in financial state. First difference you understood. Second difference is what? Removal of option. Removal of option. Now, when IFRS was created, so it was actually for entire countries, the world, and therefore it was thoda sa flexible. So they have given some option for accounting treatment. Option for accounting treatment. Understood? They have given option for accounting treatment of presentation. So in IFRS, many option has been given. Either do this or do this. Either do this or do this. Means entity may either opt option number 1 or option number 2 for accounting treatment. For example, I just start with AS12 because you know accounting standard 12. No AS12? Government grant? So you have done that. So in that case, for recognition of government grant for depreciable asset, they have given two options. Either the government grant will be treated as deferred income, remember, or it will be deducted from cost price of asset. I think remember because that on AS you have understood. Correct. So option was given now. So when option is given, either I can do this or we can do this. Now if some entity is following this and some entity is following this, so can the financial statement is non-comparable. The basic objective of accounting standard defeated. Therefore, when MCA was converting what? IFRS, they removed many options. They said only one option. Why they have said only one option? So that financial statement of all Indian companies are comparable. So many option has been removed and they have given only one treatment. Can I say if option has been removed, this will also not make any difference because they are retaining one option now. I hope you are understanding. Suppose in IFRS, for one accounting treatment they have given option number 1, option number 2, and under Ind AS they have given only option number 1. So in IFRS, the entity, if I am following IFRS, so I can use either option number 1 or option number 2. In India we'll use only option number 1. So it will not make any difference now. Will not make any difference. So once again, this removal of option is actually not create any difference. But we have removed option in Indian accounting standard for comparison purpose. For comparison. I hope this first point, 2 point you understand. Correct. Now, the last difference is known as carve out and carve in. This is actually a difference. So what is carve out and what is carve in that we need to understand? Carve out. We have already said that we have converged IFRS for as per the economic condition prevailing in India. It is quite possible some treatment is given in IFRS which cannot be applied due to economic conditions prevailing in India and therefore we have done some changes. We have made some changes. That is known as carve out. So any accounting treatment which is given in IFRS, if it is modified, that become carve out. That become carve out. Carve out, you understood? Carve in means what? There is some transaction for which accounting treatment is not given in IFRS. It was not in IFRS only, but included where? In India. That become carving. That become carving. So can I say this will only create actual difference in financial statement? If you prepare financial statement based on India's and based on IFRS, so this actually create a difference. So these are known as carve out and carving. Carve out and carving. So whether it is a part of syllabus. So this carve out and carving is given in ICS study material, so it is a part of syllabus only. We need to study this carve out and carving also. You need to study carve out and carving. Don't worry, there are only 10 to 11 carve out and carving. It's only 5% difference. Only 5% difference. There is, what can I say, negligible percentage. When I will do, it will be automatically covered only with India's only. Nothing to worry about that. Means can I say once we refer carve out and carving, so you also know IFRS. So with India's, if you add carve out and carving, so you automatically understand IFRS also. So with syllabus, you will have knowledge about IFRS. Got it? So what is this carve out? Certain changes have been made considering the economic environment of the country, economic environment of India, which is different as compared to the economic environment of developed countries. Developed countries, correct? India is not a developed country, na? Bolo. I hope you are understanding. India is not a India is a developed country. It is not a developed country. India is superpower country. India, from our point, it is a superpower country. One day, Pakka India will become superpower. We are waiting for that day. And that day will come. Pakka, the day will come. India has a lot of potential. India has a lot of potential. 1 minute. So, which is different as compared to the economic environment of developed country. Developed country means what? US, etc., etc., etc. Which has been considered while making IFRS. These differences are due to difference in application of accounting principle and practice and economic conditions prevailing in India. The difference which are in deviation to the accounting principle and practice stated in IFRS are commonly known as carve out. So carve out, you understand? So we'll do carve out with respective Indias. Right now I'm not teaching what are the carve outs. Then further, if there is no guidance under IFRS for any particular transaction, IFRS is silent about any transaction and the accounting treatment is given in Indians that become what? Carving. And then guidance provided in India that is known as what? Carving. There is only one carving. Only one carving. And balance are carve out. So this will be discussed in respective Indias. We'll wait for actual discussion about carve out and carving. So why you are doing so? Because I just want to inform you that there are some difference between Indias and IFRS. Only that I just want to inform you. The first difference is what? Based on terminology difference. That to only two terms. Balance sheet SOP because of our Companies Act. The Companies Act amended to that terminology difference will be also removed. Second is removal of options. Third is what? Carve out and carving. Correct? Now, let us start a discussion about roadmap for the implementation of Indian accounting. Roadmap for the implementation. I mean, roadmap means what? For which company Indias are applicable? For which company Indias are applicable? Correct? We'll take a short break, then we'll continue. Okay. So every day we'll have 10-minute break. Okay. You also take 10-minute break. I will also take 10-minute break. We'll have a 10-minute break. After break, once again we'll meet. Are you able to understand? Following? Now, can we start once again, everyone? Okay. So before break, we have understood what is Ind AS. I have just given the base of accounting standard. Then we came to Ind AS. We have understood how the AS was applied in India. Now we let us come to one point. For which company Ind AS is applicable? I have already said that this rules 2015 means companies Indian accounting standard rules 2015 has implemented Ind AS in a phased manner. So first, the roadmap was given for the company other than banking company, other than NBFC, other than insurance company. Can I say for banking company there is one act, Banking Regulation Act. For insurance company we have one act, IRDA, Insurance Regulation and Development Act. And for NBFC, NBFC is also mainly we refer RBI guidelines. So if you make some changes, we need to make some changes in that act also. And therefore, some time was given for banking company, insurance company and NBFC. Means initially Ind AS was not applicable to banking company, NBFC and insurance company. So can you say initially Ind AS was applicable to those companies which are not banking company, which are not insurance company, which are not NBFC, means other companies, other companies. Understood? Yes, sir. So it has been done in actually three phases. Phase one was actually a voluntary phase. Voluntary phase means any company which are not banking company, insurance company and NBFC. So we are not discussing about that only. So any company can adopt Ind AS voluntary from 1st April 2015. So they can adopt on a voluntary basis. Understood? Normally can I say any company which they know that of course Ind AS will be applicable soon, they will only adopt on voluntary basis. But initially it was only on a voluntary basis. Correct? So from 1st April 2015 or thereafter voluntary basis for all companies. So when I say all companies other than what? Banking company, insurance company and NBFC. Correct? Then phase 2, it was on a mandatory basis. So now Ind AS will be applicable on mandatory basis from which date? From 1st April 2016. Means effectively, can I say, effectively Ind AS was applied mandatory from which date? From 1st April 2016. But to which companies? To which companies? So it was applicable on mandatory basis A, B and C. You need to understand which are these companies. First company is listed. Any company which are listed or in the process of listing on a stock exchange either in India or outside India. Is any company which are already listed or in the process of listing. Having a net worth, having a net worth of rupees 500 crore or more. Having a net worth of rupees 500 crore or more. Means any listed company, any company which are in the process listing, having a net worth of rupees 500 crore or more, for that Ind AS will be applicable from 1st April 2016 on mandatory basis. Second, all the unlisted company having a net worth of 500 crore or more. Means can I say if I combine A and B, so any company having a net worth of 500 crore or more, whether it is listed or unlisted, Ind AS will be applicable from 1st April 2016 on a mandatory basis. Correct? Understood? Now point number C is what? Any parent, any subsidiary, any associate, any joint venture. Do you know parent company? Of course, you have done one chapter consolidation where in C enter the parent company. You know subsidiary. Of course, you know associate. You know joint venture. Where you have done associate and joint venture. In accounting, though you have not done. You have done in accounting associate and joint venture. In related party you have done AS18. Do you know the meaning of associate and joint venture or only you know the term? You know the term or you know the meaning also? I'm asking something. I'm asking whether you know the meaning of associate. Huh? What is it? Who are associate? One by one. Raise your hand. I have only 2 years. More than 20. Achha, very good. Means you know something about associate. Detailed discussion about parent, subsidiaries, associate, joint venture will do in CFS chapter. CFS means what? Consolidation chapter. Correct? Right now, if you know parent, if you know subsidiary, if you know associate, if joint venture, thank you very much. So I am right now not defining what is parent, what is subsidiary, what is associate, what is joint venture. That discussion will be done in some other chapter. So any parent company, any subsidiary company, any associate, any joint venture of above company, even though their net worth less than 500 crore, for them also Ind AS will be applicable. Understood? Means suppose there is one company, P Limited, correct? And it has a net worth of what, 500 crore or more. So their subsidiaries also Ind AS will be applicable. Their associate also Ind AS will be applicable. Their parent also Ind AS will be applicable. Their joint venture also Ind AS will be applicable, even though their net worth is less than 500 crore. Understood? I hope phase 2 you have understood. Now phase 3 will be applicable from 1st April 2017. Means some more companies will be added under Ind AS, under the purview of Ind AS, under phase 3, but for them it will be applicable from 1st April 2017. 1st April 2017. Which other companies that we need to understand? In this also you can see A, B and C. So is what? All companies which are listed are in the process of listing either India or outside India. Means under third phase all listed company or any company which are in the process of listing will be covered under Ind AS. Understood? Of course, can I say in phase 3 it will be other than those who are already covered in phase 2? Those who are already covered in phase 2, for them to already India is applicable now. Means all listed company which was not covered in phase 2 will also come under the purview of India under phase 3. Correct? So all company which are listed in the process listing either in India or outside India on stock exchange not covered in phase 1. For them also Ind AS will be applicable from 1st April 2017. Correct. Then unlisted company having a net worth of 250 crore or more. So having a net worth of 250 crore or more, of course less than 500 crore, because more equal to 500 crore or more than 500 crore already covered in phase 1. Means can I say in this way, if I combine phase 2 and phase 3, so all listed company now Ind AS is applicable. All companies which are in the process of listing Ind AS is applicable. Unlisted company having a net worth of 250 crore or more, Ind AS is applicable. If I combine point number B and point phase 2 and phase 3, correct. And of course in phase 3, all parent company, all subsidiary company, all associate, all joint venture above, for them also Ind AS will be applicable. Have you understood this point? Means can I say this become past tense now? Because we are in 2023. We are in 2023, so this become past tense. Now I don't know whether question will come from this or not, because past tense how they will create question about applicability, because for them already India is applicable, but they have given some question of this nature to differ that question from examination point of view. Are we able to understand what I am saying? Correct? Yes sir. Now the question arises is, sir, we need to check net worth of which date, of which financial year, the net worth of which financial year. So what India's is what roadmap, sorry, what these rules we are discussing about companies in the accounting say rules 2015. So this rule says that net worth for phase 2 is for this phase. Net worth shall be checked for the previous 3 financial year. For the previous 3 financial year. So we are right now in 1/4/2016. The previous 3 financial year will be what? It will be 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 13, 14, 14, 15 and 15, 16. This will be 3 previous financial year. In any one year, if the net worth is the limit, is if any one year it cross 500 or more than 500, Ind AS will be applicable. So any one year na, any one year out of these 3 years. Have you understood? So net worth will be checked for the previous 3 financial years. Similarly for phase 3, net worth will be checked for the previous 4 year. Previous 4 year means this 3 year to pakka and then one more year. So for the phase 3, net worth shall be checked for the previous 4 financial year, that is 13, 14, 14, 15, and 16, 17. In any one financial year, net worth crosses the limit, Ind AS will be applicable. Got it? I hope you have understood this. Correct. So can I say you have understood the roadmap for companies other than banking company, insurance company, NBFC? So what are the guidelines for banking company, insurance company, NBFC? That also we need to understand. Because the second point for scheduled commercial bank, insurance company, and non-banking financial company. Correct. So for scheduled commercial bank, initially it was applicable from 1st April 2018. Initially, means for banking company, India's was applicable from which date? From 1st April 2018. Then it was deferred to 1st April 2019. Then now it is deferred. Why? Because banking regulation acts we are not yet ready. Because just try to understand their format. You know, because you have done banking company where? And the banking companies have a format given where? In Banking Regulation Act. So can I say Act required changes? If you do not change Act, we can't implement India's for banking company, na? And Banking Regulation Act say we require time. We require time. So it has been right now deferred. Is right now for banking company India's is not applicable in India. I hope you have understood what they said. Scheduled commercial bank excluding RRB for regional rural bank India's is not applicable. RRB is excluded. Were initially required to implement India's from which date? 1st April 2018. RBI wide press release deferred the implementation of India's by 1 year from 1st April 2019. However, later on RBI deferred the India's implementation till further notice when notification dated this. Now it has been deferred till further notice. We don't know it will be applicable from which date. We need to wait for the further notification by RBI. Similarly, for insurance company, initially it was applicable from 1st April 2019, but now it has been deferred because IRDA also required time for adoption of India. Understood? So right now, as per the current scenario, India is not applicable for banking company and insurance company. Understood? So Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority has deferred the date of implementation of India's for the for the insurance sector from financial year 2020-21 till further notice. Correct. So can I say for scheduled commercial bank and for insurance company right now India's is not applicable? It means that is not in our syllabus. If India's is not applicable, so banking company and insurance company is not in our syllabus. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good now. So you need to pass as soon as possible. Otherwise, this will be also applicable for your exam. Understood? Correct. However, India's 117 means IFRS 17 has been issued, and IFRS 17 is nothing for insurance company. So if it is implemented in India, so that will be also part of syllabus. So become CA as soon as possible. Otherwise, you need to read that also. Now coming to NBFC, NBFC India is applicable. NBFC because for NBFC there is no specific act. For NBFC we do not have a specific act. Means for them General Act will be applicable, Companies Act 2013 will be applicable, and because of that reason India is applicable for NBFC. Correct. It has been given in two phases. Phase 1 from 1st April 2018. We can say 1st April 2015, 16, 17, 18. So year you can remember 15 to school only is 2015. So on voluntary basis 1st April 2015, then 16, then 17, then 18, and then second phase 19. Correct. So NBFC phase 1st April 2018 same rules has been given. NBFC whether listed or unlisted having a net worth of 500 crore or more, 500 crore or more. So any NBFC whether listed, unlisted or in the process listing having a net worth of 500 crore or more, for them Ind AS will be applicable from this date 1st April 2018. And any parent company, any subsidiary, any joint venture of above companies above NBFC, for them also Ind AS will be applicable from that particular. Once again, net worth will be checked for the three previous financial years. Three previous financial year. So net worth shall be checked for the three past financial year. So three past financial year will be what? It will be starting from 15-16, 16-17 and 17-18. The second phase will be applicable from which date? 1st April 2000. 19. The second phase, the rules remain same only. Now, all the NBFC which are listed will be covered. So, any listed NBFC or any NBFC which are in the process of listing, it will be applicable from which date? From 1st April 2019. So, NBFC whose equity or debt securities are listed or in the process of listing in any stock exchange in India or outside India having a net worth of less than 500 crore, because more than or equal to 500 crore was already covered in phase 1. And second, NBFC that are unlisted is any unlisted NBFC having a net worth of 250 crore or more but less than 500 crore. For them also Ind AS will be applicable from second phase, means from 1st April 2019. And once again, parent subsidiaries joint venture association of above NBFC Ind AS will be applicable from that date on. Net worth will check for the previous 4 years. Starting from which year? Starting from 15, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19. In any one financial year, the net worth crosses the limit, Ind AS will be applicable for that company. Out. So you have understood for which company Ind AS will be applicable. If Ind AS is not applicable, then what is applicable? AS is applicable. Means any company for which right now Ind AS is not applicable. For example, banking company Ind AS is not applicable. For them, if you want any accounting treatment, you will apply AS only. You will not apply Ind AS. Understood? So there are some important points to remember. Key one question arises: Ind AS is applicable for consolidated financial statement or for individual financial statement? So one clarification has been given: it is applicable both consolidated and individual financial statement. Correct? This point have you understood? Second clarification has been given. So net worth you have said. So net worth should be calculated based on financial statement which is prepared based on AS or Ind AS. Means net worth we should calculate on net worth. So net worth should be calculated based on which financial statement? Financial statement which is prepared based on AS or Ind AS? What is it? AS only. Because we need to apply Ind AS only when the net worth crosses the limit. Means right now we are preparing financial statement based on AS now. They have just given one clarification. In net worth should be based on should be calculated based on the standalone financial statement, not consolidated financial statement, because India is applicable entity wise, not group wise. Standalone financial statement means the individual financial statement. Standalone financial statement prepared as per existing accounting standard. As per existing accounting standard. Now, what is the meaning of net worth? So, how to calculate net worth? From examination point of view, this is important. They may ask you to calculate net worth. So, meaning of net worth is given in Companies Act 2013. The meaning is given where? Companies Act 2013. So, net worth will be as per the meaning given where? In Companies Act 2013. Because we are following Companies Accounting, follow the meaning given where? In Companies Act 2013. So, as per that meaning, net worth means what? Paid up share capital. Paid up share capital. Paid up share capital means equity share capital plus what? Preference share capital. Paid up share capital means what? Equity share capital plus preference share capital. In this we'll add all the reserve created out of profit. So any reserve and surplus which is created out of profit. Correct. Can you give me some reserve which is not created out of profit? Can you give me some reserve which is not created out of profit? Huh? Revaluation reserve. Very good. One example is revaluation reserve. So revaluation reserve is not created out of profit. And one more you have done in which chapter? Amalgamation chapter. Goodwill and capital reserve. Difference. Amalgamation chapter, difference will be transferred to either goodwill or capital reserve. That is not created out of profit now. Therefore, what they said, but does not include reserve created out of revaluation of asset and amalgamation. So this reserve and surplus will not create two reserve and surplus. One is revaluation reserve, one is capital reserve which has been created in amalgamation chapter in AS 40. Understood? Because they are not created out of profit. They are not created out of profit. There is one more reserve which is not created out of profit, that is securities premium. But that will be added because securities premium is nothing but received from owner only. If you are adding paid up share capital, you should also add what? Securities premium. So you should add what? Securities premium account. Have you understood? Have you understood this point? So first add paid up equity share capital, then paid up preference share capital, then all the reserve and surplus except revaluation reserve and capital reserve created out of amalgamation. Then add securities premium. Then can you see deduct accumulated losses? There can be some negative reserve, negative profit, is loss. So all the losses will be deducted to deduct accumulated losses. Then less deferred expenditure and miscellaneous expenditure not yet written off. Deferred expenditure and miscellaneous expenditure not yet written off. Do you know about deferred expenditure and miscellaneous expenditure not yet written off? What is this? You are saying deferred expenditure are those expenditure which is incurred for more than 1 year. Only you are saying na? No. One second. It is already incurred but not yet paid. So when I start asking, then you are thinking. When you are thinking, you are lost. Wanna? Means you may know the term, but if you are not able to define it, means you don't know. Am I right or not? Are we able to understand? Correct. So if I am asking deferred expenditure, you think you know, but if you are not able to define it, it means you don't know. Am I right or not? Am I right or not? So you need to accept this mistake and realize it as soon as possible before CA final exam. Otherwise, who will make that realization? ICI. So I am there to inform you that only. What you know, what you don't. So my teaching style has been designed in such a way that in this CA final, I will rectify you whatever you have done in CA foundation and CA inter wrongly, or you have not understood that time. That also I will teach. Anyone who can explain deferred revenue expenditure, I am just giving 1 minute. Example I am not asked. I am asking meaning and you are giving example. I am saying define what? Asset. You are saying building. I want the meaning of asset and you are giving me example. That is not correct now. Means any expenditure which has not been transferred to PL are deferred revenue expenditure. I have only translated whatever you have said only. Now you are thinking any expenditure which has not been transferred to PL will be deferred revenue expenditure. No, no. Whatever you have said that only I am repeating. Why I am repeating? Because many recorded class students are also listening this class. So I need to inform them what you are saying. So what you are saying that only I am repeating. Whether I am correct? What he said, deferred revenue expenditure are those expenditure which has not been transferred to SOP and therefore it will remain in balance sheet. My question to you all, you purchase one plant and machinery that has not been transferred to PL, that will remain in balance sheet, that is also expenditure incurred, whether that are deferred expenditure. It means your meaning is not correct. Means you know but you don't know. Am I right or not? You know but you don't know. You think you know but actually you don't know. The first class I said, accept your mistake, rectify it as soon as possible. I am here to identify that only na ki what you know, what you don't know. So don't feel demotivated. Feel motivated if you are answering. I said answer even though you don't know perfect answer. So when you are answering, I am happy. When you are not answering, I am not happy. I am a different type of teacher. Huh? Totally different type of teacher. which where I'll give you most of the time for interaction. But if you don't interact, you lose. Correct? Yes, sir. So deferred expenditure and miscellaneous expenditure, from my point of view, this concept does not exist. Why it does not exist? We'll do in one of the Indias. Just write down refer explanation. Detailed explanation will be done under India's 38 coming soon in your life. Understood? Detailed explanation will be done under India's 38. Till now, whatever you know, keep it in your pocket. Keep it in your pocket. Understood? So I will only come back to this point. I mean, right now this definition is as per India's or as per Companies Act. This definition is as per India's or Companies Act. This net worth definition. Companies Act. So Companies Act has mentioned deferred expenditure, which may or may not exist as per India's. We do accounting based on India's, nah. We do accounting based on India's. So this Companies Act has mentioned deferred expenditure. What is deferred expenditure? We will understand. Correct now. So there are some revenue expenditure. I'm just coming to your point. There are some revenue expenditure which is not transferred to PL immediately. So that is one type of loss only, accumulated loss. So any expense which is not transferred to PL immediately will be accumulated loss only. So can you see it is as simple as accumulated loss? So if you are deducting accumulated loss, you should also deduct what deferred expenditure which is not yet written up to PL, which is not yet written up to PL. Correct? But detailed discussion will be done where? Under India's study. Right now I will not discuss. Have you understood this point? Correct. So this amount will become net worth. In exam, this is important from examination point of view because they may ask you to calculate net worth and then check whether Ind AS is applicable or not on a particular date. On a particular, correct. We'll take some question based on this, don't worry. Let us first complete it. This much you understood? Now, there are some relaxation given to any company which are listed in SME stock exchange. SME means what? Small and medium entity, yeah, enterprise. So there are some SME stock exchange. SME stock exchange means small and medium stock exchange. Do you know any SME stock exchange? You know two stock exchange. One is Bombay Stock Exchange, one is National Stock Exchange. That are not SME. But there are many stock exchange. For example, in Hyderabad also some year before Hyderabad Stock Exchange was there. But now there is no Hyderabad Stock Exchange, that is already destroyed. But there may be Ahmedabad Stock Exchange or Kolkata Stock Exchange that are very small and medium stock exchange. So what they are saying, any company which are listed in SME stock exchange, for them Ind AS is not applicable. So some relaxation has been given to those companies which are only listed in SME stock exchange. Now one question arises, why we will list in SME stock exchange? Just try to understand. If I started one company, can I start one company? Can I say I'm a very small company with a turnover of very small amount. But if I want to become popular from day one, and if I say to you, this is a listed company, what impression you get? Listed company means what? Hey, big company. A lemon will think like that only, na? For that purpose, what I will do? I will do my listing in SME stock exchange because listing fee is very small. In Bombay Stock Exchange and Stock Exchange, so there is a lot of guidelines also. Will die, and listing fee is also very high. Therefore, we list our equity shares where? In SME stock exchange only to inform the public that we are a big company, but actually we are not a big company, we are a small. Correct. So that company should be removed only. So some relaxation has been given to those companies which are listed where? Only in SME stock exchange. Relaxation has been given, but they can adopt on voluntary basis. They can adopt on voluntary basis. Understood what they are saying? Companies whose securities are listed or in the process of listing SME stock exchange are not required to comply Ind AS. However, they can voluntarily apply Ind AS. Voluntary apply Ind AS. Now the question is, the voluntary adoption is there. Is any company can apply Ind AS voluntarily? Suppose in first year we applied voluntary. Now second year we think, array Ind AS is very heavy. We want to shift from Ind AS to what AS? Whether it is possible. This voluntary adoption is irrevocable. Means once you have adopted Ind AS, you need to apply Ind AS for entire life. So what they want to say, once a company voluntarily follow Ind AS, it is irrevocable. Irrevocable means it cannot be revoked. You need to apply Ind AS forever. Understood? This point have you understood? Now, companies which are not covered under the above roadmap, whatever we discussed, for them AS will be applicable. That is understood. Already I said. So company not covered by the roadmap shall continue to apply the existing accounting standard. Understood. Now we have understood one thing, that Ind AS is a part of company's Indian accounting standard. So Ind AS is also part of company rules only. But there may be some difference between Companies Act, Ind AS, Companies Act and Ind AS. Understood. Means there may be some difference in accounting treatment given by Act and Ind AS. Which will prevail? Act will prevail. Means Act will always prevail over the requirement of Ind AS. Act will always prevail over the requirement of. For example, I just say one example. Ind AS is silent about securities premium. Ind AS is silent about securities premium. But Act says that any amount received over and above, any amount received from owner, means shareholders, over and above nominal value should be transferred to which account? Securities premium account. Should we create or we should not create securities premium account? Yes, because Act will prevail over Ind AS. Understood? So as per differences between Act and Ind AS, Act will prevail over Ind AS. So you can see law will prevail over AS and Ind AS. Now there is one Schedule 3 of Companies Act, which is also part of Companies Act. Now Schedule 3 has given format, and they have also given requirement of some disclosures. Disclosure requirement also given. Now there may be some differences between Schedule 3 and Ind AS. There may be some differences between Schedule 3 requirement and Ind AS requirement. Which will prevail? Ind AS will prevail or Schedule 3 will prevail? Ind AS will prevail. Even though Schedule 3 is a part of Companies Act. Why? Because under Schedule 3 it is mentioned that it can be modified as per the requirement of Ind AS. Correct also? Understood. So only one exception is there. Exception is what? However, AS or Ind AS will prevail over the requirement of Schedule 3 of Companies Act. Only one schedule, Schedule 3. There are many other schedules that will prevail over what? Ind AS. Are you getting what I am saying? So Schedule 3 format can be modified as per the requirement of what? Ind AS. Means whatever format, SOPL format, balance sheet format has been given, you have done C enter, that can be modified or cannot be modified? Can be modified now? Can be modified. Understood? This you have understood. Now, there are some important points that we need to understand. First point number one. Just try to understand. Suppose there is one Indian parent company. So parent, and there is one foreign subsidiary company. Correct? So can I say this is suppose listed company? Let us assume listed company. And can I say their financial statement will be prepared based on Ind AS? Their financial statement will be prepared based on Ind AS. My question to you all, for this foreign subsidiary company, whether Ind AS is applicable? For this foreign subsidiary company, whether Ind AS is applicable? Huh? Why applicable? This is not Indian company, but the Companies Act, Indian Companies Act will be applicable. No, no, think, Nare, I said foreign company. Then the for every company in entire world, in the Companies Act will be applicable. Whether foreign company should apply Companies Act, Indian Companies Act. No, 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 no. So can you say their financial statement will be prepared as per their accounting standard? Let us assume IFRS. They are applying IFRS now. अरे बोलना रे. It means they are preparing financial statement but not based on India. They are preparing financial statement based on IFRS. Understood? Correct? Now, this is what separate financial statement. This parent company will also prepare consolidated finances. You know about separate and consolidated finances from parent company's point of view because one chapter was consolidated. Right now, I am not teaching what is separate, what is consolidated finances. Separate financial statement means for that particular company. Consolidated means taking entire parent and subsidiary together. Understood is fine? Now, this CFS will be also prepared based on India's. When I say consolidation, so we should combine these two now. Whether this is possible, can you combine financial statement based on India's with financial statement based on IFRS? Therefore, one clarification has been given. This company, even though they are not preparing financial statement based on India's for reporting purpose. Means this is for reporting purpose now. This is for reporting purpose. Are bolna re. Means for reporting purpose they are preparing financial statement based on India's or IFRS. IFRS. But one clarification has been given that this company will provide information. Information based on what? Based on what? India's. For which purpose? For which purpose? Consolidation purpose. Consolidation purpose. Have you understood this point? So one clarification has been given that any foreign operation, it can be foreign subsidiaries, associate or joint venture, they are not supposed to apply finances, they are not supposed to apply India's for reporting purpose. But for consolidation purpose, they need to provide information to parent company based on what India. Can I ask one question? You have understood? Whether they will prepare financial statement based on India's? No. For reporting purpose, they are preparing financial statement based on IFRS. They are only providing information to parent company only for which purpose? Consolidation purpose. Understood this clarification? That point is given. Let us read what is given. It is a relief that an overseas subsidiary, overseas means what? Foreign subsidiary, foreign associate, or foreign joint venture of an Indian company is not required to prepare their standalone financial statement as per India. They are not required to prepare standalone financial statement based on India. However, this entity still will have to report their India's adjusted number for the Indian parent company to prepare what? Consolidated India's account. Understood? First clarification you have understood. Second clarification they have given. Suppose there is one Indian parent company which is a listed company. So of course their financial statement is based on India's. Correct? And they have one subsidiary company, Indian subsidiary company. Is an Indian subsidiary company. But this Indian subsidiary company can be banking company or insurance company. It can be banking company or insurance company. I am not writing NBFC because for NBFC now India's is applicable. But for banking company, insurance company, so right now India's is not applicable. Now the question is that this Indian subsidiary company can be banking company and insurance company. Now, if India's is applicable to parent company, whether India's is applicable to this banking and insurance company, doubt will come. Why? Because when we have done that phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, so any company which is parent company, subsidiary company, associate and joint venture above, for that also what is applicable? India's is applicable. So one doubt will come, if whether for this company India's is applicable or not applicable. Not applicable. Thank you very much, Miss. You have understood. Not applicable because their time frame is totally different. Their applicability is totally different. Therefore, their finance for them, India's is not applicable. Am I right or not? Bolo. It means their financial statement is based on AS. Their financial statement is based on AS. Correct now. So suppose this is separate financial statement. Now this Indian parent company will prepare CFS based on India's only. India's only now. Now the question is that can we combine financial statement based on India's? Can we combine with financial statement based on AS? In this case also one clarification has been given. Even though for banking company, insurance company, India's is not applicable, they will prepare their financial statement based on AS or as per applicable act for reporting purpose. But they will provide what? They will provide information to parent company based on what? Based on what? India's. For which purpose? Consolidation purpose. This clarification was required. Have you understood this point? Have you understood this point? So I am writing good handwriting. You are not writing. I said whatever writing good handwriting, brought some note right now. Brought pen, right then. You have pen, you have notebook, you have hand also. I am writing to you should also write. I am CA Baba. You need to become CA. I am writing for whom? I am writing for whom? For my purpose ki your purpose? Huh? So can you retain every point? If you are not writing, can you retain? अरे बोलना. Can you retain? No, no. अरे बाबा. Whatever I am writing, that is more in a some specific way. Otherwise, to everything written in book. Don't come in classroom only. Please, 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 please. Whatever I'm writing, I have already said whatever I write, good handwriting, that is to write down. One rule will make, huh? And rule I will only make. You need to follow. But you can follow. If you don't want to follow, then also follow. Okay. Chalo. This have you understood? Have you understood this? I think you have understood. Correct. One more. Point number 3. Now, suppose there is one Indian parent company which is a banking company or insurance company. Quite possible. I'm not writing NBFC because for NBFC already India's is applicable now. Understood? Correct. So their financial statement is based on AS now. Now they have what? One Indian subsidiary company which is other than what? Other than banking or insurance company. And suppose this is a listed company. Let us assume listed only. So their financial statement is based on what? In days or not? Because this is listed company and other than banking company and insurance company. So their financial statement is based on what? In days. So they are preparing for reporting purpose based on India's. Now this parent company, this is separate financial statement. They will prepare consolidated financial statement based on AS and AS. AS only. So can we combine these two? No. So what clarification has been given? You only say. Now this will provide information. They will provide information based on what? Based on what? Bolo? They will provide information based on what? Yes, na. For which purpose? For consolidation purpose. For consolidation. Understood? This point have you understood? Okay, last point, then I will keep it. Let us complete whatever we started. But I think these all points you have understood. Correct. Last point. From my point of view, if they want to ask a question, these are important points from which question can be asked. Case study based MCQs so can be prepared. Whether India is applicable or not applicable. A good quality of question can be created or not. So from my point of view, this is very important from exam point. Now, suppose there is one company, Indian company, which is listed in foreign stock exchange as well as Indian stock exchange. Quite possible. Before 1/4/2016, it was already listed in foreign stock exchange and Indian stock exchange. Because they need to follow the guidelines of Indian stock exchange as well as foreign stock exchange. For listing, they need to follow the guidelines of that stock exchange. Na? So as per Indian stock exchange, their financial statement before this 1/4/2016, AS was applicable. So they will prepare financial statement based on AS na. अरे बोलना yes or no? But as per foreign stock exchange, they need to prepare their financial statement based on IFRS also. Means already before adopting Ind AS, they are preparing financial statement based on IFRS as per the requirement of what? Foreign stock exchange. Quite possible or not? Quite possible. Because right now in India, Ind AS is not applicable. So they are following AS for Indian stock exchange requirement. And because they are already listed in foreign stock exchange, they are also preparing financial statement based on IFRS also. Now what happened? After 1/4/2016, Ind AS is applicable. Ind AS is applicable. It means they need to convert financial statement based on AS to Ind AS. Rule is this. But what they are saying, there is a only difference of 5% from IFRS to Ind AS. We will not convert this. We will convert this. Understood what they are saying? Not able to understand. Means if I am preparing a financial statement based on AS, so now I need to convert this financial statement which is already prepared based on AS to Ind AS. How to prepare that will understand. Right now don't think that. But if I am already preparing financial statement based on AS, now we need to convert this finances based on Ind AS. And lot of difference are there. Huge difference are there. So it is a lengthy method, time consuming method. So what they are saying that we are already preparing financial based on IFRS. And there is only what 5% difference. We'll convert this financial statement to what? Financial statement based on Ind AS. Whether this is allowed. Whether it is allowed. Have you understood the question? They are saying we will not convert financial statement based on AS to Ind AS. We will convert financial statement based on IFRS to what? Ind AS. Whether it is allowed? No. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. So this is not permitted. So we need to only convert what? This. This is correct. This is not correct. Have you understood this point? बोलना रे. Have you understood this point? This can be also a very good point from examination. Now, from my point of view, if they want to ask a question from this, an MCQ, normally they will create an MCQ based question and they can create this type of question from my point. Chapter over from my point. Correct? Let me read whatever has not been. Point number 9 is the last point. Company cannot adopt IFRS as a substitution for India. Understood? The last explanation, whatever I have given. Then this three case study 1, case study 2, 3 is nothing but whatever I have discussed in these two parts. These two case studies. 2 and 3. I have combined 3 case study in 2 case study. I was explaining. So you can read this by your own. You will understand. A limited, B limited, parent company. Ind AS is applicable from 1/4 to 6. B limited subsidiary company. It can be NBFC. It can be banking company. For NBFC banking company, insurance company, Ind AS will be applicable as per their time application. Then they've given for CFS, they need to provide information. Yes, or they need to provide information based on AS. Understood? The all clarification already I have found you. With this, we completed application part, application of India. There are some questions are there that will take care. But today I think बहुत हो गया. First day I have done many things. But believe me, I have not started the syllabus. Syllabus will be started from tomorrow. It's only a day's introduction I was giving. Now I think you have understood what is India's, what is AS, and for which company India is applicable. For balance company AS will be correct. For today this much only. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day. Whatever left. Correct. Bye bye. Tomorrow, those who are live student, for them an announcement. Tomorrow class will be morning 10 a.m. Only tomorrow because there is some festival in Hyderabad, so I can't take in classes in evening. Only for tomorrow the classes will be from 10 3 hours. Morning 10 to Sunday you can come. Sunday you can come. Understood? Thank you very much.